Welcome to another episode, everyone. How can a non-affiliate survive in the Los Angeles County Jail? Well, I just spoke about non-affiliates surviving there in a maximum security prison, a level 4 prison, or any prison. But the Los Angeles County Jail is a bit more dicey and a bit trickier for a non-affiliate. In fact, I would venture to say unequivocally that it is more dangerous for a non-affiliate in the Los Angeles County Jail than it is for a non-affiliate in prison. Hell, in many situations, in many cases and scenarios, it is more dangerous for everyone, for a member in the Los Angeles County Jail. Why? Well, because the violence is so random and unstructured. And blacks, period, in the Los Angeles County Jail lack structure for the most part because so many people are in and out. You come into the Los Angeles County Jail, you beat your case, you go home. You haven't been sentenced to prison. You're fighting your case, or you're there and you don't even have a case. You have a parole violation or probation violation, whatever. Or you was just drunk and they putting you in there for 10 days and then you're gone. So with so many people in and out, it's hard to get any sort of structure. There in prison, people been on the yard together for 20 years. And on one yard or another. And everyone understands what the program is. You're not in and out. You're there in prison, particularly on those level 4 yards, you're there to stay for some time, for the most part. So you're going to adhere to a certain structure, and a certain structure has already been established. But there in the Los Angeles County Jail, again, with the ins and outs, the structure is fractured at best. And with that being the case, the non-affiliates there have to really walk a straight line. Well, you have to do what I alluded to in my video before, how to survive as a non-affiliate in prison, which is to stay low key, mind your business, all of the same rules apply. And the main thing, as in the other video, to surviving as a non-affiliate in prison, it applies in the Los Angeles County Jail as well, and that is not to straddle the fence. That is to make it clear that you have no allegiance to anyone or to any gang. And it's tougher in the Los Angeles County Jail because you just came from the street and these gang members just came from the street. And if you really did grow up in their neighborhood, or your mother lived in their neighborhood, or your sister or your girl is over there, so you've been going over there to see your girl for the last 3 years and you got cool with some of these dudes, whatever. You just saw them on the street a month ago, 2 months ago. Whereas in prison, again, these dudes been in there for 20 years. So now you're really familiar with these people. You just came to jail. And so you want to go in a cell with one of them. I've seen it. You go in a cell with one. But cellies are like brothers. Many of them are. I've seen grown men cry when they were leaving their cellie. They're not homosexuals. It wasn't on any gay shit. They're just human beings, real life killers, dudes that you do not want to see in a dark alley alone at night if you have somehow crossed them. Make no mistake about it. But oftentimes, particularly there in prison, after 5 years or so, the support that you have begins to dwindle. And these dudes have been in there 15 years, 20 years, 25 years. After 5 years, the first 5 years, you were getting visits once a week. And then from the 5 year mark on, it was once a month. From 5 to 6 years, by the time you reach the 7 year mark, it's once every 6 months. 10-year mark once every 2 years, 15-year mark, you're in trouble. Oftentimes, your celly is all that you have, and y'all become real close, bro. So if you're in a cell with someone, but you're not a member, and this person is a member, then if I'm going to do something to your celly, who's a member in my op, and we didn't got into it, and I'm going to finish him off, then I might have to get you too. Are you really just going to stand by and allow me to brutalize this person that you call your brother, even though you're not from his gang, you're not from any gang, but you're in a cell with him? Are you going to allow me to come in there and pulverize him? You're going to just stand back and let this happen? Perhaps. But it's too much for me to chance. Because perhaps not. Perhaps you will draw a knife and get on me trying to protect your brother. This is what I think when you're in the cell with him and y'all are so close. Well, why? Y'all eat together. Y'all work out together. Y'all on the yard together. Now, if you're in a cell with him and he's the only one that you kick it with from that gang, then that's different. I've seen that. You know, you come out the cell and you cool with everybody. You don't go over there. When he go over there and work out with his homeboys, you don't go with him. When he go over there and eat with his homeboy, you don't go over there with him. That's just your celly, you cool with him. But you don't bang, you're neutral. Every time we see you, you're not with his homeboy. You're not with that crew. When you come out to the yard, you go there with the non-affiliates or whatever. Okay, fine. That's different. But there in the Los Angeles County Jail, we barely come out of the cells. Now they have day room or whatever in the Los Angeles County Jail. But still, what you want to do when you get to the Los Angeles County Jail, the survival guide for the non-affiliates in the Los Angeles County Jail. Listen up. What you want to do is you do not want to go to a gang module. It's not snitching. It's not PCing up to tell the police, man, put me with a non-affiliates at. Because if you know that this is a known gang module, and they have these gang modules now, or a gang dorm. They got the neighborhood dorm, they got the gangster dorms, they got the Hoover dorms, they're in Wayside. You know which is which, or you better find out. And tell them you don't want to go in there and one of them, because you don't want to be mistaken for one. That's specifically such and such dorm, a blood dorm, a Crip dorm, a neighborhood dorm, a Hoover dorm. Why would you go in there? No, you don't want no parts of it. Tell them, or Hoover module, gangster module, blood module. No, put me with a non-affiliates at. That's just like me going to the county jail and saying, man, put me where the Hoovers at. Hell, what you? I don't care. Call it what you want. What you think I'm gonna tell them? Put me where the neighborhoods at. Man, put me where my people at. I want to be comfortable. So you want to go where everyone is neutral when you get to the county jail, or if you are there. You know, hopefully you never go. But if you do, you do not want to go in a gang module. You do not want to straddle the fence. Now, people don't take up for the non-affiliates as much in the Los Angeles County Jail. This is why I say it's tougher for them, because the violence, again, is so random, you know, and it's so unstructured to where if someone gets on you because of you being a non-affiliate, the blacks may not come together as one and chastise this individual because everyone is so in and out. The people that's been in that module haven't been there that long. They're coming and going. They catching the chain, the Wayside, etc. And I've seen non-affiliates in the Los Angeles County Jail absolutely demolished. I've seen predatory behavior exhibited and acted out against non-affiliates, particularly because they were non-affiliates. They didn't have membership. They didn't have backup. And these older predators would sometimes get on them and assault them in some way or another. Uh, you know, assault them, pull down their, hit them with the shower shoe on their backside, peanut butter on them, between their cheeks, something like that, just to humiliate them if they had done something, if they felt like they had it coming. But sometimes they would just pick on them randomly, certain people, and they can get away with it more. As I said before, in prison, I've seen people come together and say, "You're not finna touch him, bro. You do something to that non-affiliate, we gonna crash you. Because he's a good dude, he's our brother, and that's that. That's it." And shit, motherfucker backing up. You're not finna do, just like they said, you're not finna touch him. Trust me. If they got his back and say that, it's a wrap for you. But there in the county jail, it has happened where blacks have come together and said, "Man, leave him alone, bro. What the fuck is you doing? That's some buster shit. That's some coward shit. You picking on him knowing that he's not gonna fight back. Knowing that he doesn't have any backup, man. Your homies need to get on you about that. You know, that has happened. But it is not prevalent. Commonly, for the most part, you're on your own because everyone there in the county jail are on their own, for the most part. Because you get cool and close with somebody, your homeboys are there 1 minute, and then again, they're all leaving. So-and-so just got sentenced, so he's finna go to prison. So-and-so just beat his case, he going home. So-and-so just went to Wayside. Motherfuckers in and out of the module. In and out. So you often find yourself on your own up in there. Gotta handle your own business. You know, sometimes you're in the cell with someone for a long time, in a module with someone for a long time. Of course. Motherfuckers been there fighting their case. I was there for 4 years. You know, so people been there for years, sometimes fighting their case. But generally speaking, people are in and out of the modules and the dorms. Now, if you're in Wayside, you have a better chance of survival if you're a non-affiliate. Or even if you're in the county jail, but you are inside of a dorm because of the racial tension in both of those situations. And the race riots that often transpire. The blacks understand that we need all hands on deck. We need everybody on deck. We can't be in here brutalizing our own people for no reason. I've seen non-affiliates get head up phase with members and all that in Wayside and in the dorms in the county jail. Hell, even a member can get a head up phase with another member. You're liable to get packed out. But I've seen some non-affiliates do it. They had enough respect when they said, "Man, listen," they got into it. Don't jump in, bro. Let them handle that. And we need each other up in here. Riots happening every day. And we got to stick together. And so everyone sticks together. But though they're in those modules in the county jail, not so much, bro. It's not as many race riots because it's cells. You know, it kicks off, but not like it does in Wayside and in the dorms in the county jail. And so, you know, everyone is not as unified in these modules. In fact, we are very separated by gangs, by factions, by turf, and constantly clashing. As we know, there's a war going on now, supposedly in the Los Angeles County Jail. It's constantly going on. If not a war, it's a constant war, actually, because it's most of the time on site, you know, with these different gangs. So you want to stand clear of all of that. If you are a non-affiliate, then you are not affiliated with anyone. You want to be impartial. In those modules, you want to go where there are your kinship, your brethren, not a specific gang. You let them know that and put me where my people at. Which are not affiliates. I don't want no parts of that bullshit they got going on these modules, attacking each other and all that. It's a Hoover module. I'm not from Hoover. Put me in a non-affiliate dorm or whatever. And that's it. Now, there's been times, of course, again, that depends on the situation where you may have to go into a blood module or a blood dorm. The police may say, "Man, it's the only place that we can put you. You don't bang, it don't matter." They ain't gonna mess with you. Don't bang. Just make sure you stay not gang banging. And you can go in a dorm or in that module that is a gang banging module of a specific group and function and get along. But you still don't want to make that a habit or prolong that. You want to get the hell out of there at some point because, again, you don't want people to mistake you as being a part of this gang. You're in the module with them. You're in the cell with them, eating and working out with them. But you're not a part of them when it's time to go up. We don't know. We don't trust you. Again, the same scenario. If I'm coming in the cell to attack your cellie, stab this person up for whatever reason, can I trust that you're just going to stay there on your bunk, on your bed, and not move and let your comrade, your brother, even though you're not from that gang, be viciously and savagely attacked with a weapon, and you have the means to help him? Maybe. And if you're in a module, a gang module, and other gangs, the opposition, come to the module, this has happened, with weaponry, looking to go on the attack, believing that everyone in here is from this gang. This is their module. Are you going to stand down when we come to attack that gang and you're in a cell with them, been working out with them and chilling? Maybe. But some people are not going to want to chance that because the maybe means that maybe you will and maybe you will not. And no one's going to take that chance. Some people are not. So you may be a target when someone is coming to put in work on your cellie or the others in that module. So you want to stand clear. Again, why? You're not trying to straddle the fence. You don't, if they put you over there, you can't control that. And everyone will know that that's what happened, that you're over there because that's just where they put you. We know the difference between that and someone who's asking to go over here because this is their people. He grew up with them and he's cool with them. He knows some of them. He wants to go in the cell with this one because he knows him and this and that. And when he leaves, he goes in the cell with another dude from that same hood. But he's a non-affiliate. But you keep going in the cell with a dude from East Coast. Then so-and-so from East Coast left, you went in the cell with another dude from East Coast. He left, you went in the cell with another dude from East Coast. Okay, man, I can't trust you when we get into it with the coasts. This is just how some people are going to think. So I'm not telling you what to do. Hey, I go in the cell with who I want to go in. If I say I don't bang, I don't bang. Okay, do your stuff, tuna. Do your stuff. You turned up non-affiliate. Do your thing. I'm just telling you that it's dangerous and to be cautious. You do not want to straddle the fence. You want to be neutral, not impartial. Or not partial. You want to be impartial, excuse me. You want to be impartial. You don't have ties to anyone. I don't give a damn where you grew up at. You don't bang. You're not a part of that gang. And you want to make that clear. That's it. How does a non-affiliate survive in a county jail? The Los Angeles County Jail? Or I'm sure any county jail. Is to be neutral. Do not straddle the fence. You don't belong to, you cool with everyone. Everybody that's black, it's not a race thing, but this is just how it is in there. You kicking it with your people. And everybody that's black, Crips, Bloods, whatever, you cool with everybody. That's clear to everyone. Man, this dude is not partial to anyone. He's cool with everyone. And he's a man. Again, you don't want to be a tuna. For those who didn't catch it earlier, a tuna is a turned up non-affiliate. T, tuna, U up, N, non, A. You get it. Turned up non-affiliate, a tuna. You want to avoid that. And we have them. That's why they got the name. Many tunas have come through. I mean, you would think, I'm telling you, that the dude was a straight killer from somewhere. A member. Hell, he started his gang. But he's a non-affiliate. Again, you can be a man. I will never ask you not to be. I won't respect you, and no one else will if you are not a man. You're going to be an easy target. This video is not for you. You're prey. You're done if you're not a man. You're not going to make it anywhere in prison, the county jail, or in life. So I'm telling you to be that. Be a man at all times. But do not be a turned up man. A turned up non-affiliate, a turned up individual if you're not a member. Some members are turned up, particularly in the county jail. Again, in prison, they're not going to be aggressive, turned up or not. County jail, they're turned. They're aggressive, but they're putting in work. You don't want to be turned up. You're not in there squabbling nobody. You're not about to be in there squabbling a bunch of members and getting away with it if you're a non-member. You don't want to be doing that. You want to be low key and just make it the hell out of there. You don't want to be in there turned up, getting into it with people from this neighborhood and that neighborhood. And I squabble anybody. Just because I'm a non-affiliate don't mean I'm not a man. I squabble any, and you in there, all right, squabble, bro, and they give you a couple fades. And you make this a habit, eventually they're going to pack you out, stomp you out, and get you out of there for being a tuna. So how does a non-affiliate survive in the Los Angeles County Jail the same way that they survive in prison? Mind your business, respect everyone, stay low key. You want to avoid a gang module. You want to avoid a gang dorm. A gang dorm, a gang module. They have them and you'll be able to identify them. You'll know who is what and where. You better know, find out, ask questions. And wherever you go and whatever you do, same as before, do not straddle the fence. Do not show any fear, but do not straddle the fence. I do not bang, and that's that, fellas. I kick it with everyone. I'm cool with my people. I'm black. I'm cool with everybody. That's it. I don't give a damn. Yeah, I grew up over here, but I'm not from there. I'm from nowhere. Okay, cool. And everybody's going to respect that, bro. Don't be a victim. And the way to avoid being a victim in the Los Angeles County Jail and in prison is just not to be a tuna. That's the word of the day. Do not be a tuna. We eat tuna with eggs. Well, they put in celery and pickles and shit. Bread. Chomp your ass down. Don't be a tuna. Be a man, but not a tuna man. Stay safe and stay free, people.